called you beat Pereira. Of course, brother. I called beat him with his coach, with Teixeira together, brother. I will beat them both sometime.
Khamzat Chimaev recently went on social media and openly called out Alex Pereira for a potential fight. And what first appeared to be normal promotional trash talk very quickly started feeling much deeper, much more serious, and far more personal than anyone expected. At first, fans assumed it was just another fighter trying to create hype, which is common in MMA. But as more statements came out and the tone kept escalating, it became obvious that this situation was different. The intensity kept building, and suddenly the entire MMA world started paying attention. Many people began wondering what might have been said behind the scenes, away from microphones and cameras, that pushed this situation to such an aggressive level. So to really understand how things reached this point, we need to go through the full timeline and break down every key moment. The story really started gaining real momentum after Chimaev captured the UFC middleweight championship in August 2025. He defeated Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319 in a fight that went all 5 rounds. But what made that performance historic was not just the win, it was how he won. During that fight, Chimaev controlled du Plessis on the ground for more than 21 minutes, which set a new UFC record for control time in a single fight. That performance showed not just dominance, but total control over another elite fighter. Winning the belt instantly changed Chimaev's position in the sport. He was no longer just a dangerous contender.
Last one from me. I don't know if you're aware of this yet, but middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev has called you out and said that congratulations, but now you guys need to finish your business. Are you aware of what business that is, and are you interested in him moving up to fight you at this stage?
Thanks for congratulating me, but all I want is a super fight. I want to fight at heavyweight, but all I can say is thank you.
He was now a champion, and champions have a much bigger voice when calling for fights. And Chimaev clearly understood that. He didn't celebrate quietly or sit back and wait. He immediately started looking at bigger fights and bigger names. And the biggest name he targeted was Alex Pereira. At that moment, Pereira was the light heavyweight champion and already one of the biggest stars in the UFC. He had captured the belt twice and had defended it multiple times. He also set a record for completing 3 title defenses faster than almost anyone in UFC history, doing it in just 175 days. That level of activity combined with knockout power made him extremely dangerous and extremely popular. The interesting part was that these two fighters had never fought each other and were competing in completely different divisions. Chimaev fought at 185 pounds, while Pereira fought at 205 pounds. That meant a fight between them would require someone to change weight classes.
Khamzat Chimaev wanting to fight Alex Pereira. Just for the record, here are the tweets that at least I woke up to. Let's go White House, don't worry, I will finish you fast. Alex Pereira with the coffin. Next up, all Brazilian fans, tell this boy if you're not scared, tell him to fight.
Chimaev quickly made it clear he was willing to move up to make the fight happen. Then, in October 2025, Pereira fought Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 320. He won the fight by TKO in impressive fashion. The crowd exploded in celebration, and the cameras captured Pereira enjoying another big victory moment. But almost immediately after the fight, Chimaev inserted himself into the spotlight. He called Pereira out publicly and said they needed to finish business. Pereira responded politely but carefully. He thanked Chimaev and said he was open to big fights, but he mentioned that his main goal was moving up to heavyweight. He never directly accepted the Chimaev fight, but he also didn't completely shut it down. It was a neutral response. However, that neutral response only pushed Chimaev to become more aggressive. He went directly to social media and posted on X writing, "Let's go White House. Don't worry, I will finish you fast," along with a coffin emoji. That message was extremely direct.
But I could tell you about, Chimaev. He's, man, go defend your title first, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean, you haven't even defended your middleweight title.
The coffin emoji made it even more aggressive and symbolic. The White House mention was especially interesting because there were already rumors about the UFC planning a major event at the White House sometime in summer 2026. Chimaev clearly wanted that stage, he wanted that global attention, and he wanted Pereira standing across from him on that historic stage. Chimaev didn't stop there, he continued posting. He started calling out Brazilian fans, telling them to pressure Pereira into accepting the fight. He said if Pereira wasn't scared, he should sign the contract.
I think he's kind of he's trying to create, and who wouldn't? Alex right now is the biggest star in mixed martial arts, active star in mixed martial arts. So everybody wants to try to do something to instigate something, because you talk about Alex, people pay attention. No one really pays attention to him unless he talks about Alex.
He openly accused Pereira of avoiding him. These posts came repeatedly, one after another. He stayed relentless. The MMA world immediately reacted. Media websites wrote articles about it, MMA podcasts debated it, fans argued online. Suddenly, Chimaev had successfully forced himself into Pereira's conversation space. Pereira stayed silent personally, but allowed his manager, Ed Soares, to respond. Soares has years of experience handling situations like this. He went on MMA shows and delivered a simple but powerful message. He said Chimaev should defend his middleweight title first before calling out champions in other divisions. That statement hit hard because it was technically true. Chimaev had won the belt in August 2025, but by early 2026 he had not defended it yet. Soares also suggested that Chimaev was using Pereira's name to stay relevant and gain attention. In simple terms, he suggested Chimaev needed Pereira more than Pereira needed Chimaev. Chimaev did not like that statement at all. He responded quickly and escalated things. He said he had lost all respect for Pereira. That was a huge shift. The rivalry stopped being about competition and started becoming personal. Chimaev began posting about their fight records. He was 15 wins and 0 losses. Pereira was 13 wins and 3 losses. Chimaev highlighted Pereira's losses: 1 knockout loss, 1 submission loss, and 1 decision loss. He wanted fans to focus on Pereira's weaknesses and past failures. But the truth is, this rivalry did not suddenly start in 2025 or 2026. It actually started years earlier. The first real tension appeared in late 2022. At that time, Chimaev was rising quickly and finishing opponents easily. Pereira had just knocked out Israel Adesanya and won the middleweight title. Both were stars. Both were extremely confident. Chimaev wanted to fight Pereira in Brazil. He wanted to challenge him in front of Brazilian fans. Pereira ignored those early callouts completely. Chimaev took that silence personally. Then in February 2025, the rivalry exploded again when Chimaev posted old knockout clips of Pereira losing fights. Some posts were later deleted, but screenshots had already spread online. Pereira later mentioned he remembered those insults. By late 2025, both fighters were even bigger stars. Chimaev was now a champion. Pereira had moved to light heavyweight and dominated that division too. When Chimaev called him out after UFC 320, it felt like a real super fight possibility. Later, Pereira responded dismissively and said he was focused on chasing a third title at heavyweight and possibly fighting John Jones. He suggested fighting Chimaev was not his main priority. In November 2025, Pereira surprised everyone by challenging Chimaev to a charity grappling match. Since grappling is Chimaev's strength, this was either confidence or mind games. The match never happened. In December 2025, Chimaev escalated again by saying the UFC was protecting Pereira. He even claimed his Instagram stories got more views than Pereira's fights, which was clearly meant to provoke. By January 2026, things became fully personal. Chimaev said he had 0 respect left for Pereira. He even started attacking Pereira's team and posting old clips of Glover Teixeira losing fights. Pereira's team responded by saying Chimaev should defend his belt first and focus on real contenders like Nasruddin Imavov. Right now, nothing is confirmed. Pereira wants heavyweight fights. Chimaev wants super fights and big global events like a possible White House card. The UFC could book this fight if it makes business sense, but right now it remains speculation. The biggest question now is whether Chimaev is strategically trying to force this fight into existence, or whether the rivalry has become truly personal and emotional.